it starts to become an energetic reality. So when you're staring in the face of adversity, it's not hammering you like you remember it once did. There's a pungency about the person that adversity becomes simple, becomes doable. Right? No cowering away from it. My goal is to make it to that next world as unfettered as I can be. And I know that you have to be pretty unfettered just to make it. None of this has got to matter to you. This is, what we do on a daily basis has got to take a back seat to what's going on inside of us.
And that book that you recommended to read, it's a wonderful book. I recommend it to everybody. It's I Am That. And he knows the author. I can't. It's long. It's an Indian guy. But what I'm reading now that's fascinating is the thing about desire and fear and how it's connected to the past and the future. You have to rid yourselves of fear and desires.
Well, yeah, I mean...
To eliminate past and future. I'd like you kind of expound on that a little more, because that is just such a... That's where awareness comes in.
All right. Check
in your
this
mind.
out.
Because
You're in the
is that
present
a
moment.
fear, is that a desire, then you're working with that. You're working with that, and that's past and future, right?
Right.
But it's just, Lord, how in the hell can you do that? I mean, because that's how our minds are so trained to desire and fear.
Uh-huh.
Not bliss and joy.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, this book is awesome. It's way up there. I could do a chapter a night and that's it, man. And think about it for a couple days. This guy's brilliant. I mean, brilliant. I've never read anything like it.
Yeah, me neither.
He
I've
beats
never read
Osho,
anything
he
like
beats
it, ever.
Anybody. He beats it. I mean, he beats it. But it's an unreality. It's a fantasy to me, not right yet. But I'm close.
Well, the thing I
I'm
always
close
liked
to where
about
he's
him,
at, but I got to get rid of this.
he owned a tobacco shop, he smoked cigarettes, could have probably had, the hospitals and the universities. He could have had that if he really wanted it. Didn't. He just sat in that little apartment right above the tobacco shop. Just whoever came by, that's, the profoundness just rang so through. And it's simple, that's why. Mm-hmm. He's not talking, it's not like TED TV, right? It's not like a specialized seminar on soul vibration. So the lingo is very common. The way he can describe it is so common that people actually went, whoa, wait a minute. This might not be some dumb little tobacco salesman after all. This might be there might be something here, right? And you read that book, it's, oh my. Yeah. Sri Nisargadatta.
Say it again.
Sri Nisargadatta.
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 Yeah.
I believe that's it.
Brilliant, just a brilliant wonderment. I mean, he's so great, it's here on earth. I mean, I'm just like,
So when he talks about past and future being fear, what was the other word you used?
Desire.
And desire.
Your fears, your desires.
Right. The only place the being is fulfilled is in the present moment. The only place the mind fears is the present moment. You understand that? So, you choose. Heart, present, because the heart loves the present moment. The being, heart. Same thing. Being, heart, presence, integrity, love, joy. Same thing. It's inside of you. It's what you, in actuality, you are. Right? It's what we experience when we get together, right? At some point we hit that place where there's no one in the room, there's just joy. There's no one to separate from the other. There's just the flow of joy. The mind's not even there. It's passed out in the corner, thinking that nothing's going on. It's a trick to that. Putting the mind out. You have to talk it asleep. Once it passes out, then you get to have access with your being. It's almost like you're going to put the hammer down. Just going to put it back in the toolbox and it settles down. Think about it. If you're afraid of the present, then the only thing you have is the past or the future. Well, if you're going past and future because you're afraid of the present, bam, right? It's based out of fear right away. Right? So to engage the mind's domain is the past and the future. And it's always conspiring to take you out of the present moment. Because you are the engine that drives it. Your being is the engine that drives your fear. It doesn't necessarily have to be driving that. It's not like it has this intention to steer you wrong. Being is basically your power plant. It's your core of energy. It's your will. It's your intention. It's yours. Right? If you give that to the mind is going to make disastrous situations for you. Right? Anybody I've ever asked, tell me once when you trusted the mind and it actually took you to where you wanted to go. Has the mind ever steered you in the right direction? Ever? Or was it when you had no mind, but a brilliant presence about you, but you actually got something done? What you really wanted to do. The mind's always thwarting that. It's trying to suck you out of your place of power, which is the present moment, right now. Right? You can be enlightened in a week, but the power to do it exists right now. And if there's a now, 2 weeks from now, the power will still be present in the moment. The same as it was, the same as it will always be. Right? I mean, compare it to the universe you live in. All right? Right now, the sun is being held at a certain place. The earth is being held at some certain place by some being, force, whatever, that we can't see. But it's constantly keeping the distance right. It's constantly maintaining that. While it's maintaining that, it's maintaining that billion times over, all across galaxies. It's always present. Because that movement is happening now. Now. The body is always right now. Your heart is pumping now. See, so that's where your power is in it. Right? So, yeah, to get people completely off of that is a sin. This is an important thing. Because it really, when you get down to it, it can teach you how to be present. This is your being. Call it whatever you will. Yeah, you can transform it. And there will be carbon left. But this is your being. This is your energy field. This is you. This is what you use. You only have any power with that if you're present right now. The scariest part is you realize what the intention, what that prime directive is. It's to move on. That's the prime directive. That is what the universe's intent is. For humanity, for human beings, for conscious beings. You've got to progress now.
Move on to where?
You're not sitting in a pond. Forward.
Moving on to where?
It's not about not anywhere. Evolving. Understanding what we actually are.